Ever wondered why your monthly expenses are skyrocketing? It's not just inflation. The Russia Ukraine war is silently draining your wallet. Stay tuned to discover how this distant conflict is impacting your daily life. Hello, I'm Ashish, and today we are diving into one of the biggest questions. Why does a war 1,000 miles away make everything from petrol to EMIs more expensive? Let's break down how this global conflict is reshaping your everyday expense and, more importantly, how you can navigate these during turbulent times. Before we dive into the war, how it is emptying your pocket, let's quickly recap what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. Think of it this way. Ukraine is like the kid who just got a new bike, and Russia is the jealous neighbor who wants the bike back. But instead of a simple argument, it's escalated into a full-blown street fight, and with the whole world dragged in. And just like any other neighborhood fight, the ones watching, that's us, ends up paying for the damages. Let's start with fuel. Before the conflict began in February 2022, Brent crude oil prices were around $90 per barrel. By March 2022, they spiked to around $120 per barrel due to supply disruptions. In India, this translated to petrol prices crossing 100 per litre in major cities. You might be thinking, why does this matter? Fuel prices aren't just rising, they are reshaping your entire monthly budget from groceries to EMIs. And numbers don't lie, 100 rupees is the new normal. Let's talk about groceries. Ukraine and Russia are major exporters of wheat and sunflower oil. The war disrupted these supplies, causing global prices to surge. In India, wheat prices jumped by over 20% and sunflower oil, critical for most Indian kitchens, rose by 50%. Ever felt your grocery bill has almost doubled lately? This is why. The war just didn't hike prices, it also triggered financial ripple effects. Central banks, including RBI, raised interest rates to combat inflation. In India, home loan interest rates have climbed from around 6.5% in 2022 to 8.5% now, increasing EMIs for millions. And on the job security, the Russia-Ukraine war struck a critical blow to global supply chains. Ukraine, which supplies over 50% of world's high-purity neon gas, halted production. Meanwhile, sanctions on Russia disrupted palladium exports vital for semiconductor manufacturing. This worsened the global chip crisis. In India, automakers like Maruti Suzuki faced production delays and job cuts. IT firms have also felt the heat, with European clients cutting budgets, forcing hiring freezes. Now you might be thinking, but this war is so far away, how does it affect me? Every time you pay more for your groceries, fuel, or even your EMI, you're feeling its impact. Global events have a way of hitting close to home, whether we realize it or not. In fact, on my recent trip to Delhi, I met an owner of a small packaging unit. Faced with skyrocketing material costs, they pivoted to sourcing locally, reducing expenses by 15%. Despite the crisis, they expanded operations and even hired more workers. This is just an example of how small businesses are adapting, showing resilience and quick thinking that can turn challenges into opportunities. And this is where things get exciting. While the immediate impact of Russia-Ukraine conflict has been tough, rising prices, tighter budgets, and job uncertainty, it's also forcing India to rethink and realign its priorities. And here's where the opportunities lie. India's 20,000 crore green hydrogen mission aims to cut fuel imports. Tata Power and NTPC are aggressively expanding their solar and wind portfolio to meet growing energy demands. With roughly 6 lakh crores allocated for defense, 68% of procurement is now domestic. HAL and Bharat Dynamics are producing indigenous jets and missile systems, boosting national security and creating jobs, and of course, reducing reliance on Russia. Russia's supply chain disruptions also led India to ramp up its domestic fertilizer production. Rashtriya Chemical and Fertilizers is ensuring farmers get a steady supply, safeguarding food security. And finally, with 76,000 crores in incentives, India is building its semiconductor base. Vedanta Foxconn upcoming fabs could position India as a key player in global tech supply chain. India's first major semiconductor plant could be operational within the next 2 years, making a new era in tech independence. During the 2008 financial crisis, those who adapted came out stronger. India is actually on the similar turning point, offering unprecedented opportunities for those who are ready to act. This isn't about surviving, it's about thriving. Whether you explore new career paths or looking to invest in new growth sectors, the time to act is now. Are you ready to navigate these uncertain times and seize the opportunities? Hit that subscribe button, like the video and share it. Let's decode the economy together.